You're now tuned into Realasitgetpodcast.
Keeping it real.
Be real, be true, and be yourself. They say the truth will set you free. You have to be real with yourself before you can be real with anyone else. Remember that.
Realasitgetpodcast, episode number 15. Jay Neely,
Chuck C.
and we got a special guest co-host, Coach George. What's going on, man?
Doing good, fellas. Doing good today. How y'all boys doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Blessed, brother. Happy to be here. Happy to be seen.
Right,
That's
can't
right.
complain.
Yeah.
Woke up another day. Somebody else didn't.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah,
man.
that's
I'm blessed.
true.
I'm blessed in that aspect.
Yeah.
But episode number 15, Realasitgetpodcast. Hey guys, we apologize for the delay of episodes, but me and Chuck, we working on that. We working on that.
Yeah, man. You know.
Hey, we got an interesting show for you guys today. We're gonna start it off. We're gonna open it up. Deion Sanders officially in Colorado now. What's your thoughts on that, Chuck?
Man, I'm glad he ended up Colorado, man. I'm glad they had a big Division I program. You know what I'm saying? I'd like him to stay forever at JSU. You know what I'm saying? Of course, but but he did what he needed to do when he got there, and it was good to see him elevate and go to Colorado. And I believe big things gonna come for him. I think he's gonna win. He'll get there and start winning.
What do you think, George?
I think it's a good move, especially for him coming from the UBC era.
HBCU.
HBCU coming out now to the AAC. It's going to be really important for him, especially for his kids. It's going to be a different aspect for the whole game,
Right.
bringing it in.
Correct. I kind of saw he was leaving. It's just when you look at when you monitor the social media, when you monitor just the actions of Deion and his team, I'm like, man, he's out of there. If you look at it, Deion them and Jackson State, they were sponsored by Under Armour, right?
Yep.
Why towards the end of the season they finally get the Deion Sanders jersey? Yo, we got to clear this out. This the last go. This is the last go round. Let's get these jerseys. Once the Under Armour released the jerseys, they sold out.
Yeah.
And another way is when he tried to announce the Heisman campaign.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it was getting momentum,
Right.
but it wasn't the momentum that it would get
Right.
on the D1 level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, man, he gonna leave just because if he was at a bigger school,
Yeah.
Deion name alone is gonna draw votes
I mean, it's
just for a Sunday.
yeah, I mean, you see what they're doing already just with the spring game. He's the only spring game that's on ESPN,
Exactly.
not little ESPN.
Right.
ESPN here, Georgia is on ESPN too.
The spring game tickets, they
So
have
that's
never sold,
Right.
and they was years ago they said they was just giving free tickets
Right.
and still couldn't get 30,000
Yeah.
that's scheduled to attend this April. So that's huge. As far as him leaving Jackson State, obviously when you look at it, it makes sense because everything in life is about elevation.
Right.
You either gonna elevate or you either gonna
Stay where you
stay
at.
put. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
it's like in the coaching ranks, you don't coach to stay at that same level. Obviously, it depends on what rank you at.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And where you at in life.
circumstances are different.
Right.
Yeah.
Every circumstances are different. Like you
Yeah.
got some people who just want to be youth coaches, high school coaches. You got those coaches who thrive in year after year being a successful high school coach. They don't even want to go to college.
Yeah.
So with Deion, I think most people was more upset off the fact that he promised HBCUs that, I'm not gonna say promise. He put it like he was going to be the savior, or that's how people took it. Because when he mentioned it, he was more like, why can't top recruits come to HBCUs?
He did that.
He did.
He did that, but it wasn't enough. I mean, the top recruits is Travis Hunter. You had Kevin Coleman, obviously his son Deion Sanders. But when you talk about that's not enough to make change. That's not enough to make change within 2 years because do you see any top high school recruits now having an HBCU in their top 5?
I mean, no, I don't. But again, we can't. It's not Deion's fault that that's not happening.
But
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he had it going as the way he did, I mean, this is a testament to the kind of coach that he is. But again, yeah, like I said before, would I have loved to see him stay there and go beat Alabama with the ASU? Of course, you know what I'm saying. But it's not. To me, there's no negative of him leaving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, does it take away a good coach from HBCU level? Yeah, but at the same time, those other HBCUs should been hiring everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Go get Ray Lewis and don't fire Ed Reed before you get to him. You know what I'm saying? Before you get him, you know what I'm saying? Go get whoever else coach that's out there. You know, to those top black candidates who are on the college level already who want to be head coaches, go get them. But you know what I'm saying too. I mean, like he said in his in the documentary level, like he's got NFL guys going to be on his staff who are used to making $400,000, $500,000, $1 million either as heads or assistant, but they come into JSU to make $40,000.
Just to get sidetracked, just to get off that a little bit, March Madness is in effect.
Right.
You saw that school, FDU?
Yeah.
Dude, their coach was getting paid $40,000. He just took the job at another school, and I think he'll get a bump to like $500,000.
Wow.
So that right there, when you look at contract standpoints,
can't beat it.
Deion had to leave. You know what I mean?
Come on, bro.
He had to leave because his Jackson State contract was probably like $300,000,
right.
And that's maxed out for HBCU coach.
I don't think Eddie George making that.
I don't think so either. So I think those schools, I think they bank off the guy already being a celebrity.
Yeah.
He's not money hungry like that.
He's working for free.
But pretty much. But it takes resources to build these programs. And I'm sure Deion, if he didn't, being that he's a high profile guy, he got a lot of people doing business with him.
Yeah.
So that was easy to bring that to Jackson State. Colorado don't need that.
Not at all.
They don't need that.
They already got money.
It's already set in stone.
They already got money.
They got money already. So it's just like with them, it's more presence. They got somebody who has a following. I mean, look at what he have grown their social media to. Over 300,000
in a couple of weeks. Like
literally
a couple of weeks. Boom, just like that.
So just off that, even when he do decide to leave, the value of that school is going to be more than it's ever been. Right. Their merchandise in the school store have rose up to 500%. You know what I mean? Think about
return on investment.
Right. Think about the year before. Nobody was buying no Colorado Buffalo merch. Nobody wanted that.
Yeah.
But now you got somebody there and they haven't even won a game yet. And you have solved everything. One played. And you've seen the culture shift. If you follow
season tickets went crazy.
Season tickets. If you follow them on not Facebook, but Instagram, you see that they got a chef throwing it down in the kitchen every single day, and the chef is even building a following off that.
Bro went to made a restaurant put grits on their menu.
Yep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like some random restaurant, you better put grits on the menu.
Hey, they say every breakfast spot in Colorado that didn't offer grits already now have grits.
Yeah.
That's influence.
That's a big impact that he could do for
that's huge. Community. You know what I mean? That's huge. So
I mean, just now again, like I'm always say, it sucks that that he left JSU. I mean, but again, no nigga, I'm glad that he elevated. If I was JSU, right? I mean, I guess they hired a dude, TC Taylor or whatever. He's alumni. I mean, if I was them, I'd be like, listen, you gotta be on social media like he is.
Yeah.
And now you may not be Deion.
Right.
But you're gonna give me what you got, that version of from you.
You gotta mimic it.
Because you gotta keep it going.
You gotta mimic it.
What I'm saying? I thought Bethune would have been, if they would have kept Ed Reed, they would have been on the right track. You know what I'm saying? I think Eddie George needs to be on social media more.
Hey, since
that's a platform for the kids nowadays, man. Like everybody's on social media.
You got to. That is life. Now social media gotta be on there, gotta brand yourself, gotta brand the college program. You gotta be on there because you gotta get eyes there. If we get eyes there and then we get wins, then we get money.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I'm gonna
uses that to his advantage, but he knows how to put it together so smoothly.
Right,
He what it is, Eddie George have been on social media more. Since the last time we made that, since that last episode that we made talking about, these HBCU coaches not being active on social media. I went on Eddie George page a little more and he was a little bit more active, actually interacting with the players, showing more clips of the behind the scenes of the thing. Dude, I didn't know Tennessee State had an indoor practice field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got an indoor practice field. So, to talk about HBCU, I was sad to see Ed Reed not officially become the head coach of Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah.
But you know, I understand it, but I don't understand it.
I don't understand it at all, bro. I don't understand it at all. Yeah, he gets on live, he cuts a little bit on live or whatever, but one, he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. If he's showing trash around the school, the fact that he was there cleaning up the school, not on contract, like they're picking up trash, he ain't getting paid for it. You're not even an official coach there. He got his players there picking up trash and doing everything like that. Bro, that should have been right there. Okay, this is the guy we want. Now let's
He's
figure
committed.
it out.
Yep,
He's
that's
committed.
He's committed.
Let's figure it out. Okay, now if you want to say, go back and say, listen, bro, your language. You know what I'm saying? I get you don't want to show and you're mad and everything like that, but we need to cut that language down. You know what I'm saying? Go that route. And then maybe he cleaned it up a little bit.
You know, for me, it ain't even really about the language.
For you, but for them, that's the excuse. Hey,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm just saying, you know, for them, it really shouldn't have been about the language either, just because you hear this every day. On that campus, you hear that type of language. I think the problem is, you know, he said some things like, I should leave. And it's kind of like that right there led them to say, you know what? We control the situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't signed no contract. Because now think about it. If you'd have signed that contract, the last thing they would have wanted to do is buy him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let's be honest, it's not something that nobody expect a coach to just wake up, go on a rant. That type of language ain't in no contract. You know what I mean? That type of language ain't in no contract.
Yeah.
It's more of you know, huge violations, that type of stuff that can get that coach fired. But with Ed Reed, it was just a disappointment because in a short period of time, he had pretty much had people automatically overnight fans of Bethune-Cookman.
Right.
Like I was like, yo, we got to check out a game, bro. It's gonna be interesting.
He had money lined up to come in.
Had money lined up.
You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people now are saying that since he's not the coach, the money that he had lined up, he should still allow that money to go through.
No,
what's your take on that?
Nah, because he gonna get another job somewhere else, and he want to make sure he had those funds ready to go.
Do you think he's gonna get another head coaching opportunity?
Yeah, he'll get another head coach.
Will it be from HBCU?
That I don't know.
That's gonna be a
So who do you think will give Ed Reed an opportunity to be a head coach? You know, because you got to understand, it ain't gonna be D1 just because.
I mean, you never know. There's a lower level.
Hey, the standards are changing now.
There's a lower level.
The standards are changing.
Yeah, because I think everybody constantly starting to get to that celebrity coach route.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, and not saying that he's not a X's and O's guy, nothing like that, but he's got a name. So if I go celebrity route, he can pull in X and O's guys or whatever, but he can also bring the eyes to the campus, and eyes bring money.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So,
or at least a small school.
It could be. I think another HBCU will give him an opportunity.
I think another HBCU will. I also think another D2 or in it. You don't think so?
No, I think he's going to go. HBCU is the lowest he'll go, probably.
Well,
he could have been D2 if you want to go D2, right? He could have been that.
Yeah.
True, because I also think it's about the connection.
Yeah.
It's about the connection, and it's about relating to the school.
Yeah, you're not getting kids to go Division 2.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like you the HBCU has
that culture
agenda. Yeah.
That culture.
You're trying to get black talent, one of the best black talents
right.
in the nation to come to that school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Division 2, you're not trying to do that. Division 2.
It's just you just trying to sustain the program, get players to come out there and play.
Yeah, maintain it. That's the main thing they're looking for.
Yeah, I think a Division 2. If I was a Division 2, I would. I talk to him, like, get him on campus, get him signed up, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the contract, make sure the contract locked in, and let him say, listen, they cut down on language or whatever. But other than that, man, come clean up the program.
And he probably get a few more dollars.
Yeah.
A few more dollars because them D2 schools got money.
Well,
they got money.
But again, yeah, he'll get some. He'll get a job somewhere. If that's what he wants. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So, congrats to you. The people don't know that yet. But check it out. Let's talk about you officially accepting a role to become a coach at Palm Beach Lakes High School.
Congratulations, my man.
Yeah, man. I'm just a guy following another guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll be my first year back in like 4 or 5 years coaching high school football. Looking to try to build up that program. Because it's always about as low as you can get. You know what I'm saying? As far as what it was last year, and Coach Timo there got the job there. And so, once he called, said he had it, I was already on board.
Gotcha. What are you looking forward to this year? Palm Beach Lakes?
This year, I mean, my big thing is just trying to build build the culture, build the program under obviously his vision and everything like that. So shout out to Coach Timo for allowing me to kind of do my part and my thing and my ideas to trying to help do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got an idea of where he wants the program to be. I think we got very similar ideas of where we want the program to be and where we want the program to get to, and what it's going to take to get there. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy who's got big vision. He's a guy who's obviously X and O's. We got to win on the field. That's the most important part. You know what I'm saying? It's high school football. You got to win. If you ain't winning, nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? But along with winning on that field, so we got to make sure the program's getting better. Jerseys and shirts and everything's getting cleaned up and clean up all that mess that was last year.
Right.
And get that stench and that stink and those things off.
So when it comes to
it's a process.
Oh, it's a big process.
When it comes to rebuilding this program, are you guys depending on incoming transfers, or are you gonna try to win the community?
No, we're not depending on recruit. No kind of recruit. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? One, we want to win the guys that are on campus.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Is the guys that are on campus right now, the guys are in the school right now, the guys are on the team right now. We just want to try to motivate and inspire those guys to be the best that they can do. And I think that's what we're seeing right now so far. We've only been there, a month, 2 months or something like that. And from what we've seen already, those guys are kind of buying into the program of what Timo, is trying to lay down. And so that's a real good thing. I think we're on a good starting off on the right foot, because, Timo comes in there, good background and trying to lay down as far as discipline, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Not just culture, but also discipline. Come in there, you guys gotta wear white shirts, gotta wear black shorts, and they gotta be tucked in. If it ain't, you can go home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how we building it from there. And the one thing I would say about the players is that they already bought in. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming in there trying to, MF them and talking crazy to them and everything like that. We're trying to motivate them, inspire them. We go in there and lift with them and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you on video lifting with them.
Yeah, I'm going there and lift with them because, I try not to hey, y'all need to be doing all this on the squats. Y'all need to be doing all this. I try to get in there and go with them. You know what I'm saying? Too, that's also a motivation for them. But I would say too that there's talent on that roster. You know what I'm saying? There's talent that's already there. It's just up to us coaches to try to maximize that,
Got you. So when it comes to the spring game, who you guys playing?
John.
Got you.
Yeah.
John, any expectations
to win?
To win.
Yeah, I'm saying that, you want to Coach Timo something else different, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'll speak for him when he said to win. We're going to beat John out.
But I can definitely agree. I've been there. I've had conversations with a few of those players. And one thing that I've noticed is they've bought into the new coaching staff. They've bought into the new blueprint. They know things need to be changed.
Right.
And they're the only ones that can change it.
They're the only ones.
They're the only ones that can change it. And, once you go out there and you dominate that spring game, you're going to get more kids from the current Palm Beach Lake student body to say, let me go contribute. You know what I mean? Because, last year it was horrible.
Right.
You're getting every game you got beat. Literally by 40 points.
I mean, it was 80 to zip 1 week, 78 to zip 1 week, 40 to zip the next week.
Yeah.
Right.
This about changing the coach.
Yeah. That's the big thing, you know what I'm saying? And Timo, I think Timo's obviously the right guy for this job. I thought he was, me and him, we started coaching in 2018. That's when I first kind of met him. And just coming from there, just meeting him there, I realized one, he's an X's and O's guy. That's one thing I love. And that kind of drew me to him is just him being X's and O's, you know what I'm saying? And like a real football dude, you know what I'm saying? Not just a guy, just a rah-rah, because he's not really a big rah-rah guy. He's more laid back anyway.
Very.
But he has his moments too, but he's more, hey, X's and O's, get the thing done. So, but that really kind of drew me to him and, wanting to be under his leadership. But, one thing with him, I should say, is, he's know how to win. He knows what it takes to win. I mean, he's played Division I football, and saying he's coached here in Palm Beach County for a long time, and he's always been in a winning situation. So
you mentioned X's and O's guy.
Yeah.
As a high school coach, what is your thoughts on? Do you think it's possible for a guy to be a high school coach?
Yeah.
Great guy, no football, but he's not strong in X's and O's. Do you think there's a place for him on a high school coaching staff?
Just anywhere on the staff, or
just like
a head coach?
Anywhere on the staff or a head coach.
Yeah, because not everybody's in it. Not every coach in Palm Beach County, especially high school. We getting all kind of people from high school. You know what I'm saying? Right. Of course, you got great coaches in high school, and then you got some guys who just basically really little league coaches, but But you know what I'm saying, as far as being an X's and O guy, not being an X's and O guy, there's definitely a spot on the coaching staff for anybody like that. You know, as long as they come in there ready to work and, you know, motivating, inspiring, you know what I'm saying, and bringing what knowledge they do have, contributing to the places that they need to contribute within that staff. Yeah, there's always a, you know, definitely a spot for that kind of guy. But obviously, you know, as a football coach, you want somebody who knows X's and O's, knows how to study, knows how to implement, not just looking at Madden plays or just whatever they see on TV.
Break it down film.
Because you know, because you want to try to win, you really want to win, you got to have a lot of X's and O's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's, or guys on your staff. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can have, you know, I guess you got to want to define what X's and O guy is. You know what I'm saying? Because some guys are super X's and O's, some guys are low level, and some guys are just, you know, hey, they just raw. You need those guys too, because you need discipline and everything like that. But you definitely want to have as many guys who know as much football as possible on your staff. You know what I'm saying? And 2 guys who gel together. Yeah. Right, because there's a lot of smart guys and smart people on staff, but they don't get along. It's just a bunch of
I hear you.
You yelling and cussing on the sideline, you know what I'm saying? Because you going at each other. You ain't really coaching the players. You cussing at each other. Man, you ran that wrong play. You did this. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? You got guys who have a lot of ego. They feel like they should be running the program. But they feel like I should be offense coordinator. I should be defense coordinator. I should be doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want those ego guys either. And, you know, be honest, some of those guys, be the ones who got a big ego. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's one thing I like about Timo. He ain't an ego guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he knows his stuff and he's confident in what he got, but he's not like a ego, like I'm the best ever. I just think he's really good at what he does. He feels he's really good at what he does, and, you know, he's shown that over the years, you know.
So call it now, the prediction for the 2023 Palm Beach Rams season. What's the schedule prediction?
Man, you know, I don't know. I don't know, because, you know, they be out here, and they coming from a long way from the bottom. But I just would say this: there will be no 80 to zip, no 78 to zip, no none of that.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Not at all. Not even nothing close to that.
That's
right.
Nothing close to that. You know what I'm saying? We different. We gonna put in what we can put in and do the best job we can. But there ain't gonna be no 80 to zip, no 78 to zip, no 50 to zip, none of that.
Got you.
None of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I would have loved to hear the coach message at the end of the game. 80 to zip, 60 to zip.
What can you say?
What can you say after that, bro?
What can you say after 80 to zip, bro? How can you get them to come to practice the next week?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure you had a lot of jokesters on that sideline who just, we ain't gonna win anyways.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, how do you straighten that? How do you motivate them? How do you straighten that out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you already got to look at the fact too. They lost so many kids.
Yeah.
They lost so many kids.
That switch, it hurt them pretty bad.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you know, one thing is you know what I'm saying, it's hard to, like, instill discipline and motivation after you get your butt whooped. Mm-hmm. All that motivation, discipline should come as soon as you come in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to come in there laying a ground rules of what you want to be done, and you got to, like, really focus on those ground rules. You got to be, like, hard nosed on them. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming to a situation. Dude last year came into a situation. He ain't from Palm Beach County. He don't really know the team like that. You know what I'm saying? So he don't know the coaches like that. So he got to come in there brand new. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for him, he's got to cut. He should have came in there like, this is what I want to do, and I need everybody to do this.
So when
not doing this, then, you know, there's no point.
So when it comes to hiring coaches,
yeah,
for a school to hire a coach, do you think it's important for those schools to look locally first for somebody who's already attached to the culture? Or do you think they should really look outside of the county, bring somebody in who's new to the area, who have no connection with the community?
I mean, you always want to start with the coaches on staff. You know what I'm saying? Even like, so, you know, you get rid of we had a situation in 2018 when Coach Tino went to Georgia from Palm Beach Central. You know what I'm saying? We thought Coach Timo was going to get that job there. You know what I'm saying? Now they got the other guy that they had there, and they had some success and everything like that. But I believe had we kept that coaching staff intact and we would have took over Palm Beach Central, I think we could have been to a place where we would maybe won state. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion.
Right, because you got a consistent group of kids that's coming out there
already. We was already
with no problem.
We had just lost to Deerfield third round. I think 21 to.
I remember that game. That was the year Akeem was there.
That was then was there. You know what I'm saying? So we had, you know, we was gonna keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all the coaches was gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Because we believed in what Timo. We believed in what he has as a coach. We believed in his leadership, his vision, everything like that. So, you know, I still believe this 5 years later. You know, as soon as he got the job, he called, and I was like, bet, you know, they say no more. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I believe definitely would have stayed there. But to that point, to that question is, to me, you always look on the staff first, and you see what guy can take over. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem is too with administration. A lot of the administration don't know the guys on staff. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they don't work on campus.
Right.
So if guys don't work on campus, administration may not know them. You know what I'm saying? They don't come around, show their face, ask questions, chop it up. They don't kind of see what's going on. You know what I mean? And then if they don't know them, they can and if you firing the coach, the head guy there, you may not want that his staff anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I still think if you came and you talked to assistant coaches and you get ready to get rid of a guy, you might find a guy on there like, hey, he might be the good guy to take over or whatever. Now, if you just don't feel like a guy on staff, then you start with somebody in the county.
I agree.
Okay, so let me see who in the county who has a good track record, a good name, good at X's and O's, good at whatever it is, and let me start in the county. Who's been in the county, who knows the county. You know what I'm saying? Whether they've been at obviously they've been at different schools and everything like that, but somebody who knows the culture. Exactly. You know what I mean? And then if from there, then you go outside. But I think if you start in the county, you'll find what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? But
so I know you had a few coaches who wanted you to join their staff.
Sure. Yeah.
If Timo was not the head coach of Palm Beach Lakes High School, would you be a high school coach
probably
this
not.
year?
Probably not.
So the connection. Yeah,
the connection. Yeah, for me, I mean, especially, for me, now it's all about connection now because, I mean, obviously I love football and I love coaching and everything like that, but I don't want to coach for a guy who I may or may not know or who got how I feel like I may not gel with. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying that, other coaches I may not be able to gel with, but I know for a fact, Timo, I gel with that dude. You know what I'm saying? I know what he's about.
And then it's gelling immediately. You know what I mean? It's more like coming into a situation and it can instantly work compared to coming into a situation where it's going to take a period of time and we may get 6-7 months out and we may just have to say, hey, it just may not work. That's wasted time. We don't believe in wasted time.
And I'm a likable guy or whatever. So I believe most people can get along with me or whatever. But at the same time, my personality is a little different every now and then. But Timo knows, he knows me. You know what I'm saying? I think I only met him in 2018, so I never knew him before that. And so we really only coached together that 1 year. And then the staff got broken up, and I didn't coach high school anymore. But within that 1 year, me and him gelled. I could tell, okay, that's a dude. I just like the dude. You know what I'm saying? That regardless of football, he's just a good dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we had a relationship.
I can relate. That's how I met George. Like this is my commissioner, by the way, Coach George for Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance. So how I met George, it was just crazy. And I just remember, I can't remember if I was contacted on Facebook or it was like Indeed, but it's like one of them. He messaged me, came out one day, and I'm just like, damn, it's just a regular Spanish dude. I was like, it's just a regular Spanish dude, you know what I mean? But throughout that period of time, throughout that short period of time, you saw the commitment, you saw the relationship, you saw us bonding. That's something that, you can't get. You don't find that in everybody.
Right.
And, that was one of the reasons, I decided to make him the commissioner of the organization. And, obviously we done had our ups and downs. It wasn't always peaches and cream. But at the end of the day, when it's bigger than football and you can go to that person and you can have a conversation with them about life, about anything else, that's the thing I look for most, So, George, we're going to transition to you a little bit. Okay. We're going to talk about Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance. So
let me interview y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why Palm Beach Youth Alliance? Why would I bring my kid out there? For what? For what reason?
I'm going to say this, man.
But there's a Royal Palm over there. There's gardens over there.
Got you.
Lake Worth, Jack.
You got Riviera Beach.
It's
Palm Beach Gardens. You got Jupiter.
It's everywhere. Why? Yeah. Lake Lido. Why?
This is what I say. When I started this organization, obviously, we was going to be faced with an oversaturation of youth football leagues in Palm Beach County.
Right.
So pretty much the entrepreneur came out of me and is like, you got to make it a little bit different. You know what I mean? You got to make it a little bit different because if you don't tweak a few things, you're just going to be another football organization.
Right.
With the surrounding organizations, they're great organizations.
Yep.
But one thing that I noticed with those organizations is most of them don't care about the athletes year round. They only care about the athlete during the season or before the season. during registration time. So I made a vow to, we're gonna make a year-round program pretty much mimicking summer camp vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the purpose for you to join our organization is for football.
Right.
When football is not in season, you're still in contact.
Yeah.
That way, when registration come around, you already banking on retaining those kids. Now it's just easier because now you're just adding on. Those other organizations, I don't see those organizations active year round, wanting to be involved. And some are involved with the kids, but it's selected few.
Exactly.
It's not the entire body.
Yeah.
So Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance, we wanted to create something where obviously there's no favoritism. All kids get an opportunity. And most importantly, you don't have to be, we're just not looking for studs. We're just not looking for all-stars. We want to give you that opportunity. We want to give your child a chance to actually compete. We love the diamond. We love finding diamond in the roughs. You know what I mean? So other parks, favoritism, damn near 95, 100% easily. And diamond in the roughs, you got to have that coach who believes in giving kids a chance, and he just may find a diamond in the rough. When I was out there coaching one year at WCFL, I had this one kid, and he's a senior at Wellington now. This kid, he just didn't seem good to me at first. You know what I mean? And coaches see that. And next thing you know, his mom came after one practice, and she was like, "My son say he don't like the position that you got him playing at." Me being a fair guy, I told him, I was like, "What position you want to play?" And ever since then, he was just a monster. I was like, "Oh my God!" And the crazy thing is, we made that kid pretty much a somebody. Like ever since then, everybody knew him. Like when I even left that team and another coach took over, this kid was still the man on the team. And they had another kid, his name's Sebastian. He went to Cardinal Newman. This is his last year. The kid, when I got this kid, he was like 12 years old, 6'3", 6'4",
big old boy.
260 pounds. Never played football. Only played basketball. They had him at center on the basketball court. And keep in mind, he was still trying to get the feel for basketball. His mom used to say, the coaches used to tell him, stand in the middle of the paint, put your hands up, because he's the biggest thing on the court. And I got this kid, man, and it was just a 360. Next thing you know, he go to Cardinal Newman, 9th grade year. He's starting, and he get an offer from Tennessee. I believe now, I think he's committed to University of Kentucky. But the one thing that I always told him, dude, you're a check waiting to be cashed.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm going to give you the tools, but it's up to you to continue to enhance these tools. And that's pretty much Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance. We're going to give you the tools. You know what I mean? Rather you're a stud, rather you're a newbie, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to fine tune your game. You're not going to become an amazing athlete just coming to practice 2 or 3 times a week.
You got to put it in the work yourself too.
You got to put in the work yourself. You got to go home. You got to study. And like I told a few players from like last year, you got to go tell your mom, "Hey mom, you can take me to Five and Below. You can take me to the dollar store. Let me buy some cones. Find a patch of grass." You got to go to YouTube, find some things to do and get active. And the more you do that, the better your chances are of becoming a good athlete.
Now after last year's team program and all that kind of stuff, I know you guys are trying to revamp a little bit. This year. So like now you guys got to bring coaches and staff and everything on, everything like that on. What is the hiring process? I guess we want to call it hiring, but hiring process to bring us to what kind of coach you want to have on, people on the staff, people on the books, people cheerleading, all that kind of stuff. What are you guys looking for?
We're looking for the big thing we're looking for is commitment. Is you're committed, is you're here for the kids, is you're here especially to build our organization to the next level for the future. That's a possibility that it's going to get you accepted to be a coach in our staff. So the process will be, I'll talk to them first. I get a breakdown, I write it all down, see the pros and cons, and then I bring it up to Nilly. "Hey, Nilly, I got a coach. What do you think about this? They got this kind of experience. They don't have no experience. They do have commitment." And we run it up together. We talk about it, and then we hit up the person, the individual. When we hit up the individual, we talk to them, we break them down from how do you feel, what's your experience, what have you done, and then they let us know our engagement. Hey, I did this, and then from there we think we do good for them, and then we set up a live interview. Like we come live, we test you out, we read you, we check you, and then if you're committed and you're about that life, and you're about 100% about our league, then you're in. But you could, after so many years doing it with him, you could tell who's BSing you or who's really legit about coaching or not. You know?
Right, and you know this year, man. This year compared to other years, I'm gonna say it's not that we didn't take it serious.
Right.
It was more that a guy inquired, you had a talk with him, you gave him the position.
Yeah.
You read him, but you didn't do an extensive read.
Exactly.
You know, and I think you know, last year especially, we didn't do an extensive background check on certain people.
Yeah, if you have a coach, you coming up to me and say, "Yeah, I just finished talking to this person from that league, and I finished talking to the other person from that league, and I finished talking to the other one person," and then you're still kind of quote unquote one of the coach, but you don't see that barrier because you got a blinder on, and then months later you figure out, hey, if he was talking to all of that, that's going to affect me in my league at the end of the day.
Right.
So now we really thoroughly looking at every single point that's going to benefit.
We're looking at every single asterisk by this coach. Like, we want to know, why did you leave this part? Before, we didn't really ask that. You know, it was just more like, how could, you know, I don't even really think we emphasize how can you help us build.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the key. You know, you know, guys who we bought in before, looking back on it, it's been more of an ego type thing. You know what I mean? Like, they just want to coach just because of the title, just because the position and the control that they have over the team. You know, now it's more like, you can't afford any more do-overs. You know what I mean? So you gotta do it the right way. So you gotta look like, if everybody want the big coaching staffs, but if you can't find them, give me 2 guys that can run the team, and we'll move forward. That's how we're looking at it now. And you're also looking at it like, listen, when you started this thing off, you never went through this problem.
No, not at all.
And you know what's crazy?
No.
You know how I met Chuck?
How?
He was a referent for me. He was referent for me when I like first started, and we was doing like the 8-man thing. That's how we connected.
That's what's up.
And then it's crazy that, you know, we doing the podcast now. You know what I mean?
World, man. It's
but
like you say, like that chemistry when you build
that can everybody was.
Correct. And the crazy thing is, you know, when it came down to the reffing, we interacted, but we didn't interact like that.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, we following each other, and then, you know, we pushed the podcast idea. And next thing you know, we just we click. You know, we click. And that's the biggest thing, man. You know, energy, aura, chemistry. Those things are big because we noticed last year where you done gave a guy, a coaching opportunity. You done had a pool of assistants, and you done distributed them to teams, and they did not mesh at all. And they're going back and forth. And it's kind of like, how do I replace
something like
a coach mid-season?
When you got this organization with a whole bunch of rules that you can even put a coach as you wanted to,
right.
Where it's at.
Yeah. So, you know, we was kind of hindered, but it was kind of like, you tried to work it out best as possible because it was kind of like too late in the game to really make changes how you want it.
Now, when you guys bring coaches on, are you like saying, are you having in mind, now, I want this guy's good for 8U, this guy good for 12U,
now,
or is that coach coming and say, hey, I want to do 12U?
Well, you had guys who had preferences, but majority the preference was already taken. But now you have it where it's just off availability. And being that, you know, we're going to ask about your experience, you know, obviously what age group you prefer to work in. You know, for example, me, last year was probably the first year I ever dealt with 7 and 8-year-old kids. You know, I've always dealt with the 13, 14, 15-year-old kids just because it's easier. you know, compared
Cats know football.
right,
Yeah,
the cats know football already.
Football,
You know, when you got
Yeah.
7,
Run me a slant, they're already off.
you know, when
Right.
you got 7 and 8 year
You have
olds,
that patience.
you gotta have the patience.
I know.
You can't just curse them out. You can't
Yep.
just talk to them bad. You
Right,
gotta
right.
win them over.
Exactly.
You know, with the older kids, I can tell them, y'all want to come out here and BS, y'all don't want to practice. We gonna run all day.
Right.
With the 7 and 8 year olds, you can't really do that. You gotta get them to buy in.
Yeah, right.
So this year, you know, like you mentioned earlier, you said you believe organizations should look within.
Right.
You know, before we you know, like I said, we had you know, me and George, we had a few months of talking, and you know, we was trying to figure out how were we gonna move forward.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I told him is, listen, it has to work in our favor. How does it work in our favor? Because when you look at Deion Sanders, and you know, I'm coming to give y'all guys some game. When you look at Deion Sanders, Deion was an amazing football guy, right? On the field.
Yeah.
Terminology, you know, the way of defenses and offenses and all that type of stuff, it has changed over the years from when Deion was playing, right?
Yeah, right.
So the game has totally changed. So Deion, he knows football, but he just may not be that X's and O's type guy.
Exactly.
But he have assembled himself around like minds who are stronger than him,
Exactly.
who have served as analysts and coordinators in big positions. So with me, I told George to say, look, this is how we got to do it. Obviously, the ideal goal within a year or two of successfully completing a season would be to just hire guys for each age group. But for the right now, to make sure things are in order to eliminate, you know, any errors, we're going to have to be a coach for a team.
Right.
Also, we're going to have to label ourselves the head coach, but most importantly, the overseer. So keep in mind, we're going to have an assistant coach under us, but he's going to be like a head coach in training. It's just, we know if I am a coach, if we got 4 age groups, if I'm a coach and he's a coach, we only really got 2 more age groups to worry about coaching. Now, the assistant coaches are going to come. Now, what happened was, you know, once the situation happened with last season, I told George, I said, I deleted everybody's number out my phone. And I deleted everybody's number out my phone because I felt like certain people just wasn't there for me. Obviously, some people respected the situation and, you know, said, hey, you know, we're not going to hit you up. You know, we're going to respect your wishes for the time being, but we still want to be a part of this. You did have a few people who say that. So what happened was, you know, we started to put the blueprint together, and, you know, we still had a few coaches just reaching out back to us. You know, we had one guy who was just riding with us for at least 3 years. And, you know, he served as an assistant coach. And, you know, we bought him back, and then we made him a head coach this year. We had another guy last year, great guy, never had a problem with him. We bought him back. He's the coach of the 12U now. We bought another guy back who was coaching the 6U, who was an amazing guy too. Just the personality, the aura, the energy, and just, you know, when these people contacted us just off of seeing us trying to rebrand this thing again, and they was just like, yo, we locked in, what we gotta do? That was interesting to me, you know, because my motto is, look, man, we ain't begging. We're not trying to find no players. You know, obviously in due time, you know, the key now is obviously you have to scale down because, dude, we grew too quick. We grew too quick. You came out there before everything, and you just watched, and then next thing you know, you just got people everything with. And it's just like, I didn't have a plan in place to, you know, maneuver accordingly to my manpower. I didn't have enough manpower. You know what I mean? Like, when you talk about manpower, bro, you need leaders.
That's what we did.
You know what I mean? You know, you need leaders.
Manpower first, and then we can go out there and get what we need.
Right. Because, you know, and I'm looking at it, and like I say, it ain't no salt. I'm not throwing no dirt on none of those guys' names. I just don't think I had leaders. I had guys who, oh, I'm a football coach. We got a game on Saturday. oh yeah, I run the offense, I run the defense. Dude, you do know the first step into controlling the team is control.
Exactly.
The moment your control goes crazy, you've lost everybody. And we had to make a decision just because a lot of things had just spiraled out of control. And that's what we did. Looking back on it, we think it, like I say, it hurt us, but it helped us. It hurt us.
You learn from it. It's
but it helped
learning
us.
experience because you take that big learning experience and you sit on it for a few months and you strategize on a strong-minded individual, and you're gonna come out with a great plan to be successful the upcoming months into at least into the fall season.
And one of the biggest things too, man, is the conference that we was in.
Yeah. It was tough conference.
Huge national, if not competition wise.
Not competition.
But as far as just connecting, like we was just a number in the conference. We didn't really relate to the conference ideally, but I used it for a stepping stone opportunity, kind of like how Deion used Jackson State.
Yeah.
I tried to use TCFC like that.
Yeah.
It backfired because you had a guy who he wasn't a fan of us. I'm not gonna say he wasn't a fan of us, but when you got a young guy who's a president and he's implementing new things, he's bringing more attention in a short span of months because of his energy than people that you've already had
for like 20 years.
For 20 years, you're gonna envy him some type of way. And if the guy from the head pins this guy up and he controls the outcome of your season or what you can do and what you can't do, he's gonna do that. And that's exactly what he did. You know what I mean? He boxed us in, and it was just like, I didn't make the executive decision early enough to just say, you know what, I don't like being boxed in. I'm gonna just walk away now because I got a backup plan. And before, it was kind of like I was waiting on everybody else's decision who wasn't really important to me. They was just a part of the team. And we kind of dragged that situation out. And we went off, we value our parents so much. So it's kind of like, in that situation, it's kind of like, I don't think you still value the parents, but you just make them into the correct just because you just want to get them to fully buy in. I felt we gave them an option. You know what I mean? And once you gave them like that option of that plan B, it kind of transitioned to, we ain't considering option A no more. You know what I mean? And that hurt us.
Yeah, I mean, what? I'm glad that you guys took last year's situation, took it on the chin, took it on the head, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you getting punched in the face before you learn to duck.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts. And that's just what it was, bro.
Even though you know how to fight.
Not everybody know how to do defense, but you got punched in the face. Okay. Go back to the lab.
I think the crazy thing is, man, is like I told him, my big three. I met George like
4 years ago, probably
3 to 5 years ago. It's one of them, right? So I had him. I had my vice president, Coach Aaron. I've been knowing him since like 2017, and I just said, going forward, nothing gets outside of my big three. The reason why my big three, we're on the same page 100%.
Right.
The moment I get somebody else who's not close to me in any type of way, we can't have them a part of the big three.
Yeah, because the big three got the same mind. Like, sometimes not even thinking about it, he's already thinking what I'm thinking, what I'm thinking, what he's thinking. So we all who's in that agenda that we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, going into this year, you know what I'm saying, you obviously want to have a successful, completed full season from start to finish and everything like that. But, going even beyond that, I see what you guys are, guys are doing out here at the field by the church. What explain about that for people who may not know it? Is you guys on the news. You know what I'm saying? We're going to repost that on the Snapchat. Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. So pretty much, man, when the season ended, we looked at every way we could have went wrong, or every way that that hurt us. I heard some people talking about it was finances. It wasn't finances. Like, that was never a problem. But when you look at the expense sheet, compared to, you know, when you got to pay out like $10,000 to lease a field, obviously that's a red flag because you're trying to get that number down compared to what we did the previous year.
Exactly.
The previous year we was affiliated, well, we're still affiliated with the county, but that field was just too far. We wasn't going to get kids that we really needed at that location. And if we got them out there once, it was hard getting them back twice because it was far. Most parents will look at it like, look, we'll just go to Gardens. We'll just go to Riviera Beach. Why? Because it's closer. So that location, money-wise, we saved so much, right? So now when you look at, you come from saving, now you're renting out a better facility with a better location, but you're paying, you gotta try to make it up a little bit and gotta try to get equal. You know what I mean? So
the balance sheet correct.
The balance sheet gotta be correct. So you know, this year, you know, we started off, he's like, how can we do things better? Let's start off with the location. The location is amazing. Right there, Military Trail. That's Palm Beach Lake slogan. Let's win Military Trail. So for us, the model was just off that location, there are so many neighborhoods. There are so many kids. Just within damn near a two road, like 2 streets. Bro, you got Eager Lake, Seminole Trails. Hell, you want to go over to jog? You got Grassy Waters, you got Jaeger, you got Bear Lakes, you got you got all of those schools. You got the high school, Palm Beach Lake. So for us, we was like, we have to stay in this location. That was a must. So you know, obviously we went back and we started looking at other schools, and you know, we started obviously Bear Lakes was in the running. But you know, just some issues there that you know we still are resolving. So George happened to be riding by the church one day. He seen the guy out. He's like, yo, it's a big lot. Like I never really paid attention to it.
Always pass by that lot. I had my eye on it for.
You know, I've always years ago when I stayed over there in that area, everybody just used to be at the basketball courts. So George be talking on the phone and he's like, yo, I seen the guy out there like marking the field. So I'm like, hell, pull over, talk to him. He's like, he can't because he got his kid in the car. I'm like, man, take your daughter out, go over there and talk to this man. It's gonna take 5 minutes. So
I pulled up, and then the pastor, he was still doing his thing, but I met one of his assistants, and I started talking to him, and we interacted, and then I got Nelly, and hey Nelly, I gotta get going real quick, but he's gonna be here.
I told him, yo, I'm on my way right now. So I get down there within about 20 minutes. I interact with the pastor, and you know, we talked. And then from there, he loved the vision. We had a meeting, and you know, he understood. And we also said that we was going to try to collab with the church and you know, get more kids and more youth connected to the church. You know, because it's different from how it used to be. So he liked that, and I told him it's not a guarantee, but you know, you're gonna have the opportunity to be around hundreds of kids. It's up to you to win them over, just like it was up to me to sell the kids and get them to buy into the program. So you know, we had a few meetings, and then you know, after every meeting, you know, he always left me with go out there, walk the property, see if it's for you. And me, in my mind, man, this for us, man. Like, it's a done deal, bro. It's a done deal. It's too sweet. So, you know, I sent him a message. I'm like, yeah, we're going to go through with everything. And then, you know, from there, the vision started getting bigger. You know, you have the opportunity to manage close to 8 to 9 acres. We didn't know it was that big at first. But you got that opportunity to manage that, and you were just like, they utilize it. We're gonna utilize it. Let's enhance the grounds. Let's make it more attractive. And that's when, you know, I came to him because, you know, I was considering everything. I'm like, let's see how much it'll cost to regrass the entire the entire area. But one thing about it, there's no irrigation. So it's like, even if you regrass it, you're gonna be back in the same situation months later. And let's hope that, you know, summer's coming up, so that grass is gonna be dead quick. It's gonna dry out quick. So you know, obviously, you know, we walked the property, and we found some areas that need more care than others. And we was just like, yo, we're gonna try to put a turf field here.
Yep.
So with me, I was just like, look, let me try to find some people. We found a guy, he came out there, he checked it out, he gave us a quote, and from there, the rest was history, because I was just like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna raise this money, we're gonna do it independently. And the biggest thing for us, man, creating this field is just not for Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance. Obviously, we're gonna have a home. We're gonna be the priority. However, it's for all the youth that's around and connected to the community, the area. You know what I mean? It's just, when you go to Dyer Park, it's oversaturated by soccer. You know what I mean?
You gotta use the last.
You gotta use the last. The county allows people to use that open green space area, and that's just toe up. You know what I mean? So with me, it's just like, you got an opportunity to do something for the community, and everybody around will benefit from it, but you will benefit tremendously, you in the program, because you wouldn't have to go outside anymore. You got someone, you got something here. And that's been one thing that has been hindering just Palm Beach Youth Football Alliance, because like I said in the video I posted on Instagram, all of these surrounding presidents who are voted to represent these organizations, they have walked into a situation where all they had to do is maintain,
manage.
Everything was already there for them. Here, we're trying to build up. You got to figure out a field house where you're going to store your equipment at. You got to figure out how can you get a permit every single day you need it. So creating this field will eliminate the biggest worries, which is the field.
You have a whole field that you fully could be priority of it and take advantage of, and then at the same time, a whole community could enjoy it at the same time. It's like a win-win situation.
So we looking at December 2023. We'll know more information in the summer of how that'll go, but we definitely want to complete the season first and have the field afterwards. The guy said he can have it for us in 2 to 3 weeks. So we gonna try to set up like an escrow account and be making payments during the season towards that.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's a big vision. I can't wait to until it comes to fruition, you know what I'm saying? And everybody can be a part of it, because that area over there needs that program. I mean, Palm Beach needs an open field that they can get to that's usable and a good, you know what I'm saying, that they can get to, and I ain't got to go all the way to Wellington, or I ain't got to go all the way to Gardens, or I ain't got to go all of these other places that I can get to that has access to lights and everything like that. And especially in that community, man, those kids need it. And
hey, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. This season, we definitely gonna do it. And like I say, it's just new energy, man. It's just new energy. Like, it's a feeling that I haven't had
in a while.
Even with like last year, I try to not reference last year, but I use it as motivation.
You have to.
You know what I mean? And it was just, I had positive energy, and then my energy just started to dwindle. And it was just certain things leading up to it that I noticed we're doing now that we didn't do then. And like I say, the most important thing, the conference that we've joined, it's free fall, man. Free fall. All we got to do is manage our volunteers, get our parents to buy in, and the rest is history.
That's it.
Because it was never like we didn't know how to run it.
We knew how to run it.
We knew how to run it. And like I say, you had the issues with the paperwork. Everybody had paperwork problems. But this year we're digital.
It's gonna be,
you're gonna like 95% digital, and we're not gonna collect paperwork. Everything is gonna be done at the hand of the phone.
I'm a coach. I can see my staff.
Every coach have access to see the completed documents a parent completes, right? So before we was doing it by, okay, you got your paperwork, give it to this person. Nah. You're going to have a designated area. Oh, John Doe. Okay, let's type it in. John Doe, we don't see nothing. Your mama need to complete that. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. You can't practice until we got those paperworks in our portal. So it's just like things like that, just like small stuff, and, because you had people last year complaining, I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid for this. This year, go ahead and leave. It's not up for debate. You know what I mean? Because you're a negative person. Nobody here is getting paid. We're here because we want to be a resource to the kids. and you should want to be a resource to the kids as well.
Right.
And if you don't want to be that,
Goodbye.
we gotta sever ties immediately. And this year I told my guys, I say, we're not gonna be afraid to lose a guy.
Yep.
We would rather be short. We would rather go into a game with one coach rather than have 3 or 4 on the staff who don't get along, bumping heads.
Right.
That's just what we'd do. Last year you're up against the ropes because just trying to get the coaching certifications at the last minute for Chuck. It was tough. You know what I mean? Because now you got somebody from the executive board of the conference. Hey, it's a deadline. We need this person to have this in. Hell, I'm not Chuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was just like, it was a headache. But now you in a conference where, hey, they let you control your operation, and you're just there to play football.
Yep.
That's what's up, man.
Yep. So how you feel about the season, man? How do you feel about the season?
I feel great, man. We're gonna finish this season off. It's gonna be nice. What I'm looking forward to is our Shears, because it's coming back and it's coming back strong. You know what I mean? Put both of them together. It's gonna be a lovely and beautiful season. I just feel it. We've been working too hard for too long. We passed through so much, and we learned so much on top of that. That I think this season is gonna be very successful in every single point. Having our right coaches that matches, having our board that is linked together, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you ain't for us, you ain't for us. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So let's transition. We're gonna stay on the youth football topic, but we're gonna talk about the youth football national championship, also known as YNC. Chuck, when it comes to these teams that saying they're national,
everybody's national.
Everybody's not.
Everybody D1.
What's your take on national teams? What do you think it take to be a national team?
I mean, to be a national team is you got to play a national schedule.
Exactly.
I mean, just
travel everywhere.
Yeah, you got to travel. You know what I mean? And I know it ain't easy to easier said than done, but you know what I'm saying, especially on the youth level. But that's just what it is. You want to play, you want to be national champs. You want to have a national schedule. You want to be a national team. You got to play a national schedule. So I mean, if you got to go to Georgia, you got to go to Georgia.
Exactly.
You got to go to Texas. You got to go to Texas.
Exactly.
So do you think it's possible to build a national team, but your bylaws are attached to recreation style bylaws? Is it possible?
No, you got to be independent, I guess, or join a national. We select whoever needs somebody to create a national league. You know
so when you're saying independence,
right?
That national team has to pretty much have tryouts.
Definitely, yeah.
So you can't just be having registration open and want people to register their child.
You can register for tryouts.
Exactly.
So you just can't register your child to play, and you build that national team.
You can register your child, but you got to understand that your child may or may not play.
Or they may keep him for roster space.
Exactly. Especially if you're independent, you're able to do whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You might keep him for roster space or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand as a parent, like what your kid can and cannot do and what you are willing to stand for. You know what I'm saying? So if you willing to have your kid stay on the sideline, then yeah, go that way. You know what I'm saying? Now if your kid a dog, then hey, obviously you want to go because you're gonna play, you know what I'm saying? So not every coach who's coaching on a national team is willing to rotate players. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
And you know what I'm saying? Because some kids may not be the dog, but they can still play here or there. You know what I'm saying? They can get, but not
tackle. They can run a couple of yards.
Yeah, they can get in some plays here or there. You know what I'm saying? Like in college and high school and everything. You know you got number two.
Yeah.
You got a guy who can play, but he just ain't no dog. You know what I'm saying? So you get him some reps here or there. You know what I'm saying? But in youth league, you just only put the dog out there, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Then the dog will play all game.
Do you feel Palm Beach County can have a national team?
They can, but you know what I'm saying? You're gonna come together. There's a lot of people to come together. They have like a real true national team, like they go.
Right.
Yeah, if we don't have a real true national team, people got to come together. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's possible for people to come together?
Because Boca don't want to merge with Delray. Delray don't want to merge with WCFL. WCFL don't want to merge with Boynton.
And I think the biggest problem will be getting parents to understand just because they pay their money, your child won't, may not play.
That should be in the thing,
right?
In the registration. So there is no mandatory play.
So just off that, you're not gonna attract the numbers that you normally would.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because you're not trying to. I mean, but to me, it's like you shouldn't be trying to fill a 30-man roster if you're going national anyway.
Like 25 at least.
I would say 25, but you got to also understand. You got all right. We're gonna use you for example.
Right.
Your son, you got national team building.
Yeah.
Your son makes the team.
Mm-hmm.
It costs you $450 for your son to compete.
Right.
Your son is going up against other dogs. Now you done said it multiple times. You know the talent. Your son is talented.
Yeah.
But he still needs some tuning.
His limit is.
You know what his limit is. He makes the team, and the coach already tell you he good, but we got somebody that's way better than him.
Right.
Do you let your son stay there?
If he
made the team. Made the team.
I definitely would talk to him.
Yeah.
I definitely talk to him. You know, he's 12 now, so I'm like, listen, you know, you made the team. You know what I'm saying? So congrats on that. But you may not play that much. You know what I'm saying? So you know, now for you to play, you're gonna have to freaking go crazy at practice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go ham at practice every week. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what you want to do, you want to battle every week, knowing that you may or may not play. That's it. That is
would you, if you was in his shoes, would you want to battle every week?
If I was in the shoes, if I made I'd try.
You would want to battle every week?
I'd try to, yeah. Because if I made the team, I'm trying to battle. You know, I'm at least 1 year. I'm trying to get it.
But time running out though.
You know, my 7th grade year. If I'm trying to, I'm gonna try to battle. Yeah, because I want to play with them. Because I know if I play with them, they dog. I'm a dog.
Yep.
I can play with them.
So,
play well with them.
So you still gonna be positive. 7-8 games knowing that you ain't seen.
I mean, not about 7-8 games. I'm gonna be less positive. I know next year.
Your parents will be mad. I wasted $450.
Well, no, I mean, I know. Well, I'm assuming we'd have this conversation. I know next year, my 8th year, we ain't playing with anybody else. You know
See, this is what I would do.
But
obviously, I would weigh the decision.
You have to.
You have to. However,
because how you know your son don't end up playing by week 3?
That's another thing too. You know what I mean?
Maybe
that's another thing
maybe
too.
He gets a chance. Maybe they say, you know what, it's the end of the game. We let him play, and next week go crazy. And they say, okay, well, next game, let's get him the reps, and just build up from there.
Hey, that's all a part of your decision making.
That's what I'm saying.
But for me personally, I'm out of there, bro.
Like,
I'm out of there going into
the. I'm not gonna put my $450 on that. You know what I mean?
That's the reason why.
I already know.
You know what I mean?
Like
but then what's the point of? But what's the point of trying to?
I would put him with the tryout.
Well, the thing is, I'm gonna say this.
Unless you just want to get reps that day against.
I'm not. I want totally eliminated. Obviously, you will get a feel of the team.
Mm-hmm.
That feel may be if a coach just calling Lil Ray Ray or a coach saying, "Yeah, I'm bringing my Louis baggage with me."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You just like obviously, you know, I got the same 24. I got the same opportunity to beat somebody out.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're a high schooler, think about the high schooler who don't play until their senior year.
Right.
But you got that freshman 9th grader who come in and he already got a name and he already a dog.
Yeah.
He getting them looks early compared to that person who just getting on the field that senior year.
Yeah.
We know somebody like that.
Yeah.
So now you just look at it and you be like, I gotta reevaluate my options, bro. You know what I mean?
But that's one of the things you got to know where your limits are. You got to know. I think too. Like let's say, you know, what I'm saying, if I think my son can play on that level, right? Me, I'm gonna be at practice. Now I'm talking to him before every practice anyway. Hey man, you already know that they trying to play Ray Ray. They trying to play Ray Ray. They trying to play a little PJ. They trying to play a little nut, right? So that's who you got to go against every day in practice. You got to go at them. If you want to be a dog, you want to get playing time, go at them.
Exactly.
And then that way, too, if he does that, now he know. If he get his butt ran over, he know. Now he know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now if he running them over, now the coach now I got something to stand on as a parent. But bro, I've been at every practice. I seen PJ and my son go together. Right. My son in the truck. My son shook him. My son beat him out. There you go. Now if I go there and then nothing running over my son. Hey,
right, your son out there looking like a rag dog.
You gotta get him out.
Hey, I pay my full $50. You gonna stay for the rest of the season, but you know what I'm saying. Well, next year we're gonna go somewhere else.
Right,
that's how I am. You know
and don't get me wrong, I am all for the competition. I'm all for it. I just believe in a fair opportunity. Like I would respect if a coach say, "Look, kind of like me.
Y'all come up. To
everybody get an opportunity. Ain't no spot safe."
Right.
What does that mean?
The next man up.
Bring guys to work every day, do your job, don't take no days off.
Right.
Yep.
The moment you start taking days off, the moment somebody can just outshine you,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right? So with me, I'll definitely try to get a feel of the coach to see if there's any
Right.
favoritism.
Right. That's all.
Now,
That's
the
thing.
first sign of favoritism
You gotta,
is if a coach got a son playing on that team
Yeah,
and he
I
play
said that.
quarterback or running back,
Right.
you gotta ask
and
them.
he's not a strong thrower,
Mhm.
but he can run the ball.
Yeah.
Come on now, and if the offense is 90% in his control,
Yeah.
you already know you're dealing with daddy ball right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
To me, I'm a anytime the coach's son is on the team, I already know it's done. Well, no matter what position he play. You know, so he play receiver. I know he gonna be throwing the ball out there. If he's just a defensive guy, if he's a defensive guy, great. You don't worry about it. But if he's offensive guy, you already know he's playing with daddy ball. But yeah, I would definitely, if my son would make the team, hey man, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Do you wanna continue on this team? He say, yeah. Well, hey man, practice. Practice is game day for you.
Yeah.
Practice ain't practice for you.
Right.
Practice is practice for them. It's game day for you because you got to win.
Winning out.
You know what I'm saying? You got to win it out. And two, that's also a good way for him to like understand as he get in college, like getting in high school. Like, you ain't no days off.
No,
It's game day. Monday is game day for you, not Friday.
Yep.
Friday
Mhm.
is game day. Monday is game day. You know what I'm saying? Which is what we try to instill right now in Palm Beach Lakes. Hey, man, wait, it's game day.
Right.
Y'all gonna win or you gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? This is game day right now. Not on Friday. Friday is just a result of everything that we did already.
Yeah, it's a stepping
Yeah,
stone.
Friday is just result. You know what I'm saying? It's just whatever.
But you say no reps off,
No sets off, no days
Yeah.
off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take no. That's how I look at it, man. No, especially when we in the weight room, they know. Hey, man, we doing 4 sets of 15. I need all 15 reps.
Right.
I can't get 10. I can't get 14. I need all 15 reps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't cheat yourself.
Don't cheat yourself because if you're gonna cheat me right now, I know you're gonna mess up in the game.
Exactly.
You're gonna cheat me at practice and you're gonna cheat me in the game because
Yep.
now you practice cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, it just all rolls into it. You know what I'm saying? If you
Right.
miss the reps in the weight room, you're gonna miss the reps in practice. You're gonna miss the reps in the game. You know what I'm saying? You wait until the coach ain't looking. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we do 10 instead of 15. Okay, that means in practice,
Right.
you're gonna do the same thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I say we going full speed, you gonna half speed.
Yep.
I say hit the A gap, you gonna hit the B gap. I say go cover 2, you gonna run man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then now that you practice that, you gonna do that in the game.
And that's another thing that I've learned too. A lot of the things that causes problems later down the line, you got to instill those day one.
It was already there.
day
It was
one.
already there.
Got to do it day one
Yeah.
because
Already
that's
there.
going to set the tone.
That's what I told him.
You either
Day
going to
one.
do it
Yeah.
or you're not.
Yeah.
And if you're not, we going to get you out of here.
Exactly.
It's like marriage, man. If the problems is already there, you know, so people get divorced and everything. The problems there day one. You
Right.
just can address it. You know
Right.
what I'm
Or you
saying?
ignored it.
Or you
Yeah,
ignored it. Yeah,
thinking
you know
it was
what I'm
going to get
saying?
better.
Think it's gonna get better. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta address it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to correct problems if you've been practicing on Monday, practice on Tuesday,
Yeah.
you've been practicing these problems, and then on Saturday go, man, I can't believe y'all. Blah, blah, blah. That's where y'all practice.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how.
Like I always say, perfect practice equals a perfect game.
Come on, man.
So
you know.
like this Tuesday we got our first little practice. You gotta like think about it. You're already in the season. You're
Right.
already going through it. Everything gotta go crisp. You're gonna have your bumps. You fix those bumps right there and then, and you keep it going. You know.
Yeah, I mean on Tuesday when you guys come out, if practice starts at 6, you gotta start at 6.
Exactly.
You can't
Right.
start at 16.
That's another thing,
That's
too.
to 5. You know what I'm saying? You already gotta be at practice. You know what I'm saying? Because now what happens is if you wait and you wait till 6:10, okay, little PJ he showed up at 6:10, so now he's like, oh, they just getting started just now.
Yeah.
So now he gonna come at 6:15.
Yep.
Because I know, and now you know what I'm saying. And then next thing you know, it's 6:30.
Yeah.
You only got 10 players out there, and at 7 o'clock, everybody else showing up.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
might as well. And that's another
Yeah.
rule that we're going to put out there. If you're showing up after the start time, you might as well just
Go
stay
home.
home. Might as well stay home.
You gotta implement.
You got to implement it
Yeah.
ASAP.
Now it's a little bit different with youth league level because they can't control, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
they
yeah.
get there or not. But at the same time, but you're letting the parent know.
But this is what I say. Yes, it's different. But when parents have agreed to a time
Right.
that benefits them,
Yeah.
6:30, players shouldn't be getting out there by 7 o'clock.
Right.
The latest the players should get there is 6:45.
Right.
And that's because of traffic,
Right.
depending on where they stay.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know who's bought in and who's not bought in. For example, you've had kids get out the car and walk to the field, don't even got their cleats on, and they
Right.
late to practice.
Right.
Put your cleats on in the car. Therefore, when you get dropped off, you're running to the
You're
field.
running.
You know what I mean?
Going
Yeah.
there.
So that's the type of stuff that I look for. So this year, if we see that, go ahead and you ain't got your cleats on, just go sit over there on the bench.
I mean, and that's kind of like at Palm Beach Lakes right now. Like Timo is definitely like, all right, we in white shirts with black shorts and tucked in. You got if somebody came in there with a red shirt on, they can't even practice. They can't even come to the weight room.
Gotcha.
And if you can't have earrings in, you can't have your jewelry in, you can't have none of that stuff in.
I can't wait till I get
details like that.
I can't wait till I give Palm Beach Lakes the shirts so that he can install the rule. If you ain't got no logo on your shirt,
because that's how it is. But first how we gonna do it? How we gonna do it? They gotta earn their colors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once we get you nearly get blessed with some colors, you gotta earn these colors, bro.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you doing what you did at practice, okay,
you get this.
You get the way you
Other than that, we used to have it. When I was in high school, they used to call them slappies. Slappies get the BS stuff.
Yeah.
You be looking crazy out there, So if everybody else got jerseys on their pads, a slappy got a T-shirt over his.
Yeah.
You a part of the team, but you ain't part of the team. You ain't broke it in yet.
But little stuff like that, it
motivates them.
It motivates them, and it helps build your culture. Because what happens is, you know what I'm saying, let's say we do get somebody else to come out late to the season. Come out in the season or whatever. They got the team already knows this is how we do it, so they're gonna police the player.
Yeah,
we ain't got to police as much because we already started the process of we doing this the way we gonna do it. You have to do this. If you don't do it like this, you can't be a part of the team.
Yep.
And so now it's less work that we got to do as going forward. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like we all got kids. If you don't discipline your kid early, you know what I'm saying, now the more crazy discipline you gotta do as they get older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, you know what I'm saying, now that they're 12, you been letting them cuss and stuff all you can't control them now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta beat them now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to if you whip them early, the less whooping you gotta do when they get older.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Now you 12, now you just gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
Because he know that the beating could come.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't never whoop him, and then you're gonna try to whoop him later, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta whoop, you gotta yell, you gotta scream, you gotta do all this other stuff. Because you didn't start because you didn't start early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing like we start early. This is what we want. This is what we gotta do. You guys we wanna win, this is the way we believe we're gonna win. We're gonna shoot by in. And one thing I say about the players, man, like I said, they already bought into it. You know, because you go on other programs and you tell them to put on white shirts, you tell them you gotta be tucked in. Man, coach trying me, bro. I ain't doing that jump. I'm showing I'm finna wear my Muck City shirt. I'm finna do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't have a whole lot of that. Guys just put on the shirt, came ready to work, man. So that's already a good sign to me. That's why I can speak so highly and say we ain't had no 80 to zip this year. You know, we ain't had 78 to zip this year because guys already bought into the simple stuff. They can buy into that small stuff. They'll buy into the big stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they'll, and they're gonna show us what what they need to do.
Any closing remarks? Got anything, Coach George?
No, everything was great. I think to be a youth national in Palm Beach County, you gotta show me you can be rare breed. You show me you be rare breed, then you something.
I think before national, Palm Beach got to come together.
Together, that's a fact. Though.
Palm Beach need to come together. I need to see Gardens versus the Rocks. I need to see a team from the WCFL.
I need to see Pahokee. I need to see Baby Blues against the Rocks, against Boynton Beach.
All that.
Yeah,
all man, Boca and Lake Worth.
So you have that true county champion.
Yeah, man. The county got to come together. I don't understand why the county can't come together.
I know, right? You got so many things that could happen.
It starts at the youth level. And it's like that in high school too.
Yeah.
The county ain't together. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And now when the county ain't together, divided we fall. You know what I'm saying? That's why we ain't had no state championship team since what? I think Jack. I think Jack the last one in Dwyer, you know, 2000, whatever it was.
That's what basketball was dominated so much.
You know what I'm saying? But we ain't had nothing since then, man.
Yeah, everything good.
Broward and Dave and Schmack.
Hey, Real As It Get podcast, episode number 15. Yeah, follow us on social media. Twitter, Real As It Get Pod, Instagram, Real As It Get Podcast. Yeah, just follow us on social media. You can follow me at Javars Neely.
Chuck C is me.
What about you,
Coach George on Instagram.
Hey, episode 15, signing out.